Okay, what's going on, everyone? I got a Doom SnapMap video. So this SnapMap video is kind of like, I guess it's more targeted for like new players. But if you're like a veteran Doom SnapMapper or a returning Doom SnapMapper, I think this video can still be like really interesting to watch. It's just me talking about like the current state of Doom SnapMap, like how is Doom SnapMap in the year of 2022 and maybe beyond. So let's get into it. I guess I'll talk about like the activity and like the population. So there are still like people like uploading maps, still playing maps and all that stuff here. But keep in mind the population is like really it's probably in like the 100-ish in terms of like the population size. So it's very niche, I guess. And most of the like people that use SnapMap are generally kind of like playing single player levels. So if you're like a big solo player, you should definitely be able to play like SnapMap without any issues and stuff. But if you're looking for SnapMap for like a more, I guess, like co-op or a multiplayer type of experience, it's pretty much like nearly impossible to find like a public match nowadays. You might get lucky right now because I am aware that there's like a QuakeCon. I mean, there was a QuakeCon sale, so you might find some like lobbies playing like some of the popular like co-op maps. Like, what is it? I remember. Let's look at some of the maps here. Yeah, like the zombies map is pretty popular. Terra Grithius was also like popular back in the days. This one, Chainsaw Bloodbath, Cartoon Kill Zone. This one is definitely like a very fun launch day like type of map, and in my opinion, it was really like one of the best at that time. Ultimate Survival used to be pretty popular. So yeah, there used to be kind of like a public match experience back in the days of Doom SnapMap, but nowadays it's pretty much dead, and I only recommend you to play co-op with a friend because like co-op Doom is definitely really fun. And that's kind of like the sad thing about like Doom SnapMap. Like, it's sad that it never had like an official playlist option or something like that, because it's really fun when you play like the right maps and you play like co-op with your friends and all that stuff. But unfortunately, that didn't go the way it went, and not only that, like co-op also had like a bunch of bugs too. It's been a long time since I've done co-op, so I kind of don't remember them. But yeah, that's pretty much for like the, I guess, like playing aspect. What else? Let's talk more about the playing aspect. I almost forgot about the highlighted maps here. If this is like your first time like entering Doom SnapMap, I do recommend you to go through all of these like highlighted levels here. These are all like pretty much good. I remember like there's only a couple of them I didn't really like, but pretty much like 95% of like these levels that are like spotlighted from id Software, it's definitely worth playing. You are gonna get like some quality content. Now, outside of that, that's where it becomes like tricky to like find good content. I generally recommend you to like go custom geo. You should be able to like find like some similar like quality content to like the spotlighted maps and all that stuff here. So yeah, definitely check out this section right here. Check out this section when you're done with all the spotlighted maps. I remember back in the days there used to be like a website called SnapMap Central, and it was like a website that was dedicated to like finding like good and enjoyable Doom SnapMaps to play. But unfortunately, what is it? It got abandoned. But I do know Terratella. He did kind of like he saved up like all like the recommended maps on like a Google Doc, I think. I'll try to go and look up for it and put it in like the description box. But please check that out if you're really looking for like quality Doom SnapMap. It's just like an easier way to find like the more enjoyable Doom SnapMaps. And shout out to Terratella for keeping SnapMap Central alive in a way. Alright, so what else do I need to talk about here? So I talked about the playing aspect. Is there any more I want to talk about the playing aspect? think that should be it. Now let's talk about the mapping aspect. Now this is different. This is definitely going to be like a different thing here. So I did say like there are like a couple hundred people like, you know, still use SnapMap, still playing SnapMap, and that's the same thing for like mapping. But the mapping part is not going to be, I guess, like, how do I say it? It's going to definitely be more challenging if you're like the kind of mapper that really wants your maps to be played. Mainly because, like, you know, I'll say it like this here. I think like months ago I did kind of like played some of like the browse all maps, you know? Like I remember I just kind of randomly played some map by like somebody that I'm not really too familiar in the community, and I'll be honest here, I didn't really enjoy most of them. Most of them, they felt kind of like, what is it? They felt like they were just made in like a couple of hours. Some of them just felt kind of like demos or like a rough draft of a map. I did remember that I played one that was kind of good, but this kind of good map kind of felt like a launch day, like Doom 2016 SnapMap, and it kind of, what is it? It just like shows its age, but at the same time, like it was still like fun because I could tell like the guy, he still like put effort into making like the fights fun. And he still like tried to decorate like the prefabricated modules and all that stuff, but it definitely felt dated and all of that stuff. So I do want to like warn you that like if you want to make maps in Doom SnapMap and really get like attention from like the SnapMap community, you are gonna have to like, how do I say it? You really gotta like have some standards, I guess, because most of like the people in the community, like they don't really want to play like maps from like the old era of Doom SnapMap, you know, like nobody really wants to like go back to like the launch day era of Doom SnapMap. People really want to like play Doom SnapMap with all like the post-launch update and all like the content update that really like allows SnapMap to be kind of like a real map editor, if you would say. For example, I normally don't do this here, but I'll probably like show like one of my new maps that I'm working here. But this is kind of like an idea of what kind of map that you want to make if you really want to like grab like, you know, people's attention in the community here. And you know, I will be honest here, like this map is not quite done, so it's still a bit like rough, I guess. It's still in the early stages. I'm like 65% done with this level here. So generally, you know, if you really want to like make a map in like today's time and try to grab people's attention, you definitely gotta like go with like custom geo, because like, you know, a lot of people really love like custom geo in the SnapMap community, and you also kind of want to like, you know, try to like decorate your areas and all this stuff here. And obviously in Doom SnapMap, custom geos, it basically stands for custom geometry, and it's basically you kind of like, you know, making like your own geometry. You know, you're not using like prefabricated modules and all of that stuff though. Although what is it? There is actually another style of custom geometry, and hold up, I'll use this thing here. So this is like the second style of custom geometry here. Oh my god, dude, really I didn't kill? Alright, hopefully I don't die. Can I actually die? I don't think I put any points on this level. Oh god, this is a little spicy here. Alright, so this entire area right here, this entire area is actually like a prefabricated module that I used, but I basically like painted the entire module with like the props and like the blocking boxes and stuff. So it's basically like a completely different area. So yeah, you know, if you really want to make like a map that really like grabs people's attention, you definitely gotta like go custom geo. Like it's just kind of like the easy way to really get people's like, you know, attention and make people that want to like play your map and all that stuff. But that's not to say like the prefabricated maps aren't good. Like you could still make some really like good prefabricated maps too, but you definitely gotta like decorate it and do like a lot of stuff to kind of like make it enjoyable. Basically, if you take like the prefabricated route, I believe like it's gonna be much harder to like really grab people's attention compared to like using custom geo. So I would probably recommend you to try to do like a hybrid of the two, because I do enjoy like playing both like hybrid styles and all that stuff. And honestly, like I think it's great to go hybrid because you're kind of like using all of like the assets of Doom SnapMap and all that stuff. Now, speaking of custom geo, there's also like something called like modded ad sets. I'm not too like familiar with this type of stuff, but it's also something like a lot of like the custom geo enthusiast mappers that use a lot. So basically, there's a way where people are able to like create their own props and create like their own I don't know, like content and all that stuff, and they're able to like import it into their maps and all that stuff. And you basically it's kind of like having like an additional update, except like it's like the community that makes like their own like update, not from the developers. I'm not really the right person to talk about this, so I really hope somebody in the comments section can explain about like the modded assets for anybody that's interested in that stuff. But yeah, basically Doom SnapMap in its current form, it is kind of like in like the stepping ground of mod tools in a way, even though Doom SnapMap was never supposed to be like as flexible as that. It was kind of more like inspired by like the mod tools or user generated content from like the classic Doom scene and all of that stuff. Alright, so that's kind of like the mapping aspect of Doom SnapMap. It's definitely tough to like get people's attention in today's times, because a lot of like like a lot of like I guess like the prolific Doom SnapMappers nowadays, they're really used to like taking advantage of pretty much all like the content updates. And obviously, once you like make a map with all like the content updates, it's just like really hard to go back to like the earlier stages of Doom SnapMap in a way. Alright, so what else is there to talk about? I guess that's kind of it, basically, Doom SnapMap is definitely like a very cool, I guess like a little cool feature for Doom 2016. It's currently the only thing that's like unique in Doom 2016, I guess, because in Eternal there's really nothing quite like this, so that's pretty cool. So like that does kind of like make Doom 2016 stand out a bit from Doom Eternal. And I would definitely say like try to enjoy SnapMap while it lasts, because in the last few years there's been like a lot of server issues, and every time there's these server issues, it always makes me feel like Doom SnapMap is about to like, what is it, like the master servers are about to like die or something. And I wouldn't be too surprised if the master servers get shut down for SnapMap in like a couple of years, because at the end of the day, like I assume it costs money for id Software and Bethesda to have these servers up and running, and there's only like a couple of 100 people just using Doom SnapMap. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they end up like shutting down the servers for like new servers for like for more space for like the next Doom or the next Quake, if there is like some sort of emphasis on like a multiplayer component they want to have or something. So I really recommend people to just like play and enjoy SnapMap for what it is, because I assume all of this stuff here, all of like this ability to like play levels from other authors, it's all gonna be gone, and then you'll only be able to like just play your own levels, because if you make if you go offline, you could still like play your own levels and all that stuff, but you do lose like the community levels, and that's also like another big portion of Doom SnapMap, just having access to like thousands and thousands of levels. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. I might try to upload more Doom SnapMap videos in the future. I'm not really sure what to upload right now, but yeah, thank you for watching, everyone.